Yesterday we have discussed about state. So good morning, learners. So yesterday we discussed about our block five, state, society, and religion. So again, we will revise something. Then we will discuss about other blocks. So yesterday we discussed about two major issues related to state, then related to society and religion. That all three institutions are interrelated. The state is a political institution. Society, as a member of society, we live in society, and religion also play an important role in our society. So all three are interrelated. So, but main thing is the what now we have to study about that what are the issues and what are the solutions related to these three institutions: political, social, and religious. Yesterday, we had discussed about what is communism and secularism and some topics related to it. So again, we will revise it. So communalism is a major threat to our national integration. In our first block, unity and diversity, we discussed about that how this communalism is a big threat to our national unity or integration, and how it's a threat to our democracy. So communalism means what? Don't be confused with these terms. Communism and communalism both are different terms. So communism is related to economy. Okay, communism means it's a concept of Marx. Okay, communism means classless society. But communalism means what? Now it is related to religion. So religion means what? Now when there is a strong belief or a strong faith towards own community or religious community, that is known as communalism. So yesterday also we had discussed about that what is communism, communalism. So communalism derived from community and commune. So community means what? Like group of people when they live in a particular territory and they have we feeling, strong we feeling, and collective conscience. But uh, in communalism, there is we feeling, there is sentiments are there, okay, faiths are there, strong attachment is there, we feeling is there. But this communism, okay, this communism is good. It's classless society, but communalism is little bit violent form of it's a process. Okay, so yesterday we have discussed when there is a strong faith towards own community. But another thing that communalism means there is a term ism means ideology. So this communalism based on a particular religious ideology. Okay, it's maybe orthodox, it may be modern, but it is based on ideology. So this communalism, particularly in our Indian context, this communalism is a big threat to our national integrity. It disturbed, it disturbed our unity. It it's create hurdle in our development. It's a threat to our democracy. So this is a big problem of our country nowadays. So in our first unit, we have discussed about threat to national integrations like communalism, casteism, linguism, okay, regionalism, so many things. So similarly, this is a big threat to our national integration. For that reason, we will discuss this communalism in the block 5. So yesterday we have discussed that communalism. Then we discuss about factors before independence and after independence. So before independence means that before independence, for example, there are many issues are there, okay, which are responsible for this means communalism. Okay. So for example, like partition of Bengal, I'm a discussion going to. Partition of Bengal means what? The partition of Bengal means the government, the British government. This communalism started with Britishers. Okay. So earlier we lived peacefully, but with Britishers, this communalism started with partition of Bengal. Then others like Government Act of 1909, then communal award 1932, then British policy of divide and rule. So these policies are create a disturbance among the Hindu and Muslims. So from that, this communalism started. So these are the before independent factors. After independent factors, for example, there are many factors like political factors, interference of politics, then economic factors, then backwardness of minorities. So other things like, for example, history of communal rights. So in that we discuss about many things, many examples, important examples like partition of India, 1947, anti-Sikh rights, 1984, ethnic cleanses, Kashmir Pandit, 1989, Babri Masjid the demolition, 1992. Still means that problem solved in recently. Then Assam communal violence, 2012, and Muzaffarnagar violence, 2013. Okay. Similarly, other factors for spreading communalism or growth of communalism is like administrative failure, role of media and social media. So these are some of the factors before independence, after independence. Because of that reason, this communalism is spreading. So a communalism the solutions भी हमें discussion करते solutions कौन ଥିଲା? The solutions are what? The first is to ban the political organizations or religious organization or communal organization. So ତାକୁ first ban କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ. So next, other measures, for examples like balanced development of all communities. So development for all, not for a particular community or for particular religious community. So the result of development should be equally distributed among all the communities. ତାପରେ increase the sense of security among the minorities because they feel insecure. କହିଥିଲି already they feel deprived. Okay, because of their numerical strength. Okay, means less numerical strength. So they feel deprived that we are neglected and deprived from the other communities. So that is also so far what to do. The first, uh, we secure means the minorities feel secure that we are secure in a country where we are minorities. Then separation of religion from politics, that is one of the important solutions. Because this communalism, the main reason of communalism is what? The main reason of communalism is politics. So always there is a backup. So religion started with this communalism. So this religion, communalism, all are the consequences of this political activity. Then removal of communal orientation in textbooks. ଯେମିତି କହିଥିଲି socialization ରେ the how we are socialized from our childhood we are socialized that this religion is good, this religion is bad. So this value oriented, so good bad things we learn from our family and again we learn something from school about this communalism or religion. So the textbook should be neutral. Then avoidance of rumors, fake news. So ସେଇଟା ଆମେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ yesterday. The communalism spread here because of this in the rumors or this fake news through social media ho, through electronic media ho, print media ho. So from this it is spreads. Then the joint enjoyment and celebrating festivals. So that is also one of the solution. Okay. Then we discuss about yesterday we discussed that secularism. So what is secularism? Secularism means the belief that religion should not influence or involve in the organization of society, education, government, etc. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କ'ଣ ନା secularism is opposite of communalism. Okay. So like communalism is an ideology, similarly secularism also is an ideology. So ideology means what? Now it is based on rationality that we know that religion is nothing but humanity is important. So in that in secularism we discuss about the terms of secularization, what is secularization, the sociological connotation of secularization. So sociological connotation of secularization means what? Now from the point of view of sociology, we discuss secularization. So what is secularization? Secularization, nothing. It is a rational process, rational thinking about religion. Then secularization with within religion. So I am discussion particularly secularization within religion means what? Now there should be some modifications. Okay. So modification means what? Now religions are very strict. There are many practices are there. So first thing we have to do what? Now how to secularize the religion? Now to modify the rigid rules, regulation, rigid practices. So that is the main thing. So then secularization is a value. So they've already called it that value means what? What is good, what is bad, what is acceptable by the society and what is not acceptable by the society. That is value. Then we discuss about the social context of secularization process. For example, we discuss about Renaissance, the growth of science, then expansion, trade and commerce, reformation. So Renaissance means ଯେମିତି କହିଲି Renaissance means what? Renaissance means rebirth. Rebirth means something is there, but there is something rebirth. For example, ଯେମିତି କହିଥିଲି ଯେ religion is orthodox, religion is traditional, but Renaissance means the people not should not only focus on the religion part. खाली religion को importance ଦେଲେ ହବନି. ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କଣ? ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ Renaissance ମାନେ Renaissance rebirth means there should be some rebirth or reborn. For example, art हो, culture हो, architecture हो. So ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ rebirth emerging. So that is then growth of science. So ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛୁ ଯେମିତି ଧର communalism is traditional, orthodox, superstitious, but secularism is rational. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଯୋଉ secularism ର growth କେମିତି ହେଲା? How it is grow? How secularism spread? So it is only through the growth of science. So ଯେତେବେଳେ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଆସିଲା, ତ ସାଇନ୍ସରେ ଆମେ ଜାଣିଲେ ଯେ କଣ ନା rationally, we think rationally. ଯେମିତି yesterday class ରେ already କହିଥିଲି ଯେ at least how society passes from one stage to another on the basis of change in ideology. ଆମ ଆଇଡିଆରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଚେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ ଆସେ, ଆଇଡିଓଲୋଜିରେ ବା ଆଇଡିଆରେ ବା ନଲେଜରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ଆସେ ସେତେବେଳେ ସୋସାଇଟି ଚେଞ୍ଜ ହୁଏ। ତ ସେଇଟା ଆମ ଥିଓଲୋଜିକାଲ ସୋସାଇଟି ମାନେ ଆଇ ମିନ୍ ରିଲିଜିୟସ୍ ସୋସାଇଟିରୁ ଆମେ କେମିତି ମଡର୍ନ ସୋସାଇଟିକୁ ଆସିଲୁ ବା ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ ବା ପଜିଟିଭ ଷ୍ଟେଜକୁ ଆମେ କେମିତି ଆସିଲୁ। So this positive stage is first. It is scientific stage. ଆମେ ଯୋଉ present society ରେ ଅଛେ, it is scientific stage. So it is a secular state କାହିଁକି ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ନା because we think rationally. Now we are religious, but now we are not giving importance to religion. We give importance to rationality. So blindly we are not believe anything. ଆମେ ଅନ୍ଧ ଭାବରେ କିଛି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରୁନାହିଁ। ତ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ରିଲିଜିଅନକୁ ଅନ୍ଧ ଭାବରେ ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରୁଥିଲେ। ଯେ everything is created by God ବା ସବୁ କିଛି ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଭାବୁଥିଲେ। ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଯେତେ ରିଲିଜିୟସ୍ ଫିଲିଂ ଅଧିକା ବଢିବ ସେତେ କମ୍ୟୁନିଲିଜମ ବଢିବ। ବଟ୍ ଯେତେ ରାସନାଲିଟି ବଢିବ ସେତେ ସିକୁଲାରିଜମ ବଢିବ। ତ ସିକୁଲାରିଜମ ପ୍ଲସ୍ ରାସନାଲିଟି ବୋଥ ଆର୍ interrelated. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ secularism, how it will grow, how it will spread, it is possible only through what? Na rational thinking. The rational thinking କେମିତି ଆସିବ ନା it is only through the science. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ growth of science also one of the important means, important means for spreading secularism. Then expansion of trade and commerce and reformation. Reformation means expansion of trade commerce ଚାର୍ଜରେ ବି କେମିତି ଆମର ମାନେ secularization spread ହେଲା। ଆଉ ତାପରେ reformation ମାନେ କଣ? Reformation means what? Reformation means what? ନା there are some reformation within the religion. For example, ଯେମିତି କହିଥିଲି ଆଗରୁ Catholics. Catholic church are very orthodox, very traditional. Okay. But later another sect emerged, Protestants. So both views are different. So Catholics are very religious or communal, but Protestants are very admin, and they are not believing on religion. They believe on what? No, they believe on time, hard work brings change in their life. Okay. So because of this Protestant ethic, this secularism spread. Then we have discussed about some concept means some issues related to India that how in India this secularization spread. ଯେମିତି yesterday class ରେ କହିଥିଲି, in our constitution the term is there secularization, or India is a secular country. Okay, secular country means what? Now, the religion not play an important role in this state. Okay, so religion is a main is a religion is a one of the main institution of the society, but that doesn't mean कि ଗୋଟେ state ଗୋଟେ particular religion को कहବେ this is the state religion, तो ସେମିତି ନାହିଁ. There are many countries are there, those are religious countries. Okay, but in India, why is secular? Because all religions are equal in our country, in India. So this is about I mean communalism and secularism. So yesterday we had discussed, but today is block 5, state, society and religion. ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ just revise କରିଦେଲି. So our with this our total 5 blocks are over. So today again, for revision, okay, those who are not present in my first class or my previous classes, so again I will repeat other blocks. So from block 1 we will discuss one by one. Okay, later you have any doubt, then ask me. ଯଦି କିଛି doubt ଥିବ ଶେଷରେ ମୋତେ ପଚାରିବ. ତ so we start with again block 1. So block 1 is what? Now block 1 is about India is a plural society. Okay, single and plural. Plural means many. So first unit is what? Now about unity in diversity. So India is a means what? It is an example of unity in diversity. Why? Now there is unity is there as well as diversity also there. So we'll start with that. So unity means what? So why India is unity? Now first is geopolitical unity. Okay. So now we are discussing about unity in diversity. So first unity is what? Geopolitical unity. Geopolitical unity means what? Geo means what? Physical structure of a country or a state. So geographically we are united, and politically also we are united. How? Now geographically we see that we have a particular territory. Okay, from north to south, west to east, we have a particular territory. Geographical territory हम जो कहोचे. So for that reason we are saying that we are Indians. Means we have a particular territory. वो ଯେମିତି block 5 ର ଯୋଉ state ର କହିଥିଲି, ତ ଯୋଉ ଗୋଟେ state ର ଚାରିଟା important feature କଣ ବା element କଣ ହେଇପାରିବ, ତ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି କଣ ନା population, territory, government and sovereignty. ତ ଏଇଠି ଗୋଟେ important ଜିନିଷ ହଉଛି ଗୋଟେ state formation ପାଇଁ territory is important. ତ ଆଜି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଯୋଉ communalism ଆମେ discussion କଲେ, ଯଦି communalism ହଉ ବା ଯେତେ ସବୁ I mean related to religion ହଉ, so sometimes that is for territorial reasons. So geo means what? Na physical territory जोटा ଅଛି. तो we have a particular map, Indian map. So we have particular territory so that we feel that we are united. So we are within a country. Similar political means administrative unity. Whole country is means run by a government. Okay, by or we have the one constitution. So all the citizen of the country follow that constitution, obey the constitution. So you are united administratively. Okay. For example, we have central government. So all the programs and policies are formed in center. So for that reason, this is geopolitical unity. Another is what? Na, we discuss about that pilgrimage. Means ଯେତିକି ସବୁ ଧର୍ମ ପୀଠ ରହିଲା, ତ ଆମ ଭିତରେ ଯେତେ differences ଥାଉ ନା କାହିଁ, religious differences ଥାଉ, caste differences ଥାଉ, racial differences ଥାଉ, but still ସମସ୍ତେ I mean all are allowed to pilgrimages. ତ ସେଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଆମର ୟୁନିଟି ରହିଲା. ତାପରେ ଗୋଟେ ଆକୋମୋଡେସନ କହିଥିଲି, ଆକୋମୋଡେସନ ମିନ୍ସ ଆଡଜଷ୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ. ତ India is the example of accommodation. Why? Now in different phases of society, different phases of, particularly in Indian society, we accommodate, we adjust with other religions, other caste. ତ ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କଣ ନା ଆମର ଆକୋମୋଡେସନ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର, ସେଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ଆମ ୟୁନିଟି, easily how we accommodate, maybe for example religion ହଉ, so in different phases of history ରେ different religion ଆସିଛନ୍ତି, so ଆମେ adopt କରିଛେ। Similarly ଯଦି ଆମେ caste system କହିବା, we know that in India is a caste ridden society, ଆଉ there is differences are there, but still we are united। caste system ଏତେ rigid ହେଇକି ବି still different caste, they cooperate with each other, live with each other, okay, so there is cooperation and conflict, both are there, but still this caste system exists and unity is there. So these are some of the examples of unity, okay। Another unity also, the tradition of interdependence, ସେ religion ହଉ, caste ହଉ, race ହଉ, ଯାହା ବି ହଉ, ତ ସବୁଥିରେ ଆମର interdependence ଅଛି। ଯଦି ଆମେ simple example ନେବା caste system ର, ତ caste system ରେ interdependence କେମିତି ଅଛି ନା different caste they depend on each other, କାରଣ society caste system maybe there is differences, there is hierarchy in caste system, higher caste, lower caste, but all castes are interdependent। ଯେମିତି କାଷ୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ରେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଟପିକ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଥିଲେ ଯେ ଜଜମାନି ସିଷ୍ଟମ, so judgment system means what? Judgment system also example of this cooperation, okay, so cooperation or interdependence, so different caste they depend on each other। So judgmani means what? Judgmani means that it's a socio-economic relation between different castes, so they are interdependent। So these are some of the uh, points of unity। Then how, if there is unity means obviously there should be some, means there will be some differences are there, diversities there। So what are the diversities or differences of India? Diversities are like religious diversity। Religious diversity means what? Now in India there are many religions are there, major religions like Hinduism, Christianity, Muslim, Islam, then Zoroastrianism, Buddhism, Jainism, so many religions। So it is an example of, it's like a, it's a diversified religion। Similarly in caste, we have different caste, we have subcaste, then similarly races, so we have 6 races, okay। Race means breed, ଆମେ ଯାହା କହିପାରିବା, physically and culturally people are different from each other। So for examples like Negrito, Aryans, Dravidians, Protostoid, Negrito, Mongoloids, so these are some example of races, so there is racial diversity is also there। Then linguistic diversity, so in India maybe Hindi is our national language, but still there are thousands of languages are there, okay। So for example ଆମେ ଯଦି କହିବା I mean our ମାନେ in our constitutionally approved ଆମେ ଯଦି language କହିବା, ତ 22 languages are there, okay। But apart from 22 languages, earlier it was 18, later 4 languages are added, so 22 languages are there, means constitutional approved 22, but other languages are there, so regional language means regional languages are there, local languages are there, there are various dialects are there। So in this way we are we are diversified on the basis of language, so linguistic diversity is also there। Similarly regional, so regional diversities are there। For example ଆମେ ଯଦି କହିବା suppose same physically, so in if we discuss about our Indian topography or physiography, so different regions are means differ from each other। So in our India we have means rivers, we have means river valleys are there, okay। Similarly we have plains, okay, then we have coastal areas are there। Similarly other like desert ho, plateau ho, so in this way physically also we are diversified means regionally, okay। So regionally କାହିଁକି diversity ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ ବି problem, କାହିଁକି ନା ସେଟା ଆମେ threats ରେ discussion କରିବା। ତ so there is regional variations or differences in India. Okay. So similarly, culturally also we are differ from each other. So these are some diversities: linguistic, racial, then religious. So these are some diversities. So from this, it we, uh, we conclude that India is a means it's a good example of unity and diversity. So in India, unity is there as well as diversities are there. So next is threat to national integration. So I mean, ଯେତିକି ସବୁ diversity study କଲେ, so all are the examples of these threats. Threats like from religious differences, communalism started. We had already discussed in our block 5. So from religious differences, communalism started. From language differences or diversities, linguism started. So there are many movements and there are many conflict related to this linguism. Particularly in India, we see that there is a conflict between different languages. For always there is a conflict between Aryans and Dravidians, Aryan language and Dravidian language. Okay, between Hindi and between Tamil. Okay, so there is always a fight. So this is what? This is a threat to national integration. We are united. Hindi is our national language, but still we are fighting for our language or for promotion of our language. Similarly, we had already discussed that after independence, many states are formed on the basis of language only. Okay, so when, for example, first state Andhra Pradesh formed on the basis of language. Okay, so then other states also that are formed on the basis of language. If we discuss about Odisha, so Odisha also formed on the basis of language. Okay, but before independence in 1936, 1st April, so Odisha is separated from Bengal and Bihar. Why? Now because of language. Okay. So linguistic autonomy ପାଇଁ ସେଟା separate ହେଲା. So similarly in other part of country also there is a conflict related to language. So language by linguism, okay, is a major threat to national integration. So regionalism, linguism, then casteism. So many times I repeated that India is a caste-ridden society. Okay. So caste differences, I mean the caste differences पढ़ेले, diversities. So that is also a threat to national integration. Casteism हो, by untouchability हो. So these are also threat to our national integration. Many times there is caste conflict in different part of our India. So caste conflict is huge. Okay. So this is a threat to national integration. Untouchability. It is an exploitation of lower caste by the higher caste. So certainly that is a problem. This is also created disturbances in the society. So that is also a threat to national integration. Then ଆମେ ଯୋଉ regional differences କହିଲେ. So regionalism that is also a threat to national integration. Regionalism means what? Now all regions they only think about themselves, not about the development of India. So I mean different regions. We belongs to different regions. Just simply I mean there are federations. So India is an example of there is means unitary nature and federal structure जो ଆମର ଅଛି by different states ଅଛି. So different states they only think about themselves, not the development of India. For example, ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ କହିଲି there are many disputes. ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ regionalism କହୁଛେ ତ various issues are related to regionalism. So regionalism କହିଲେ first କହୁଛି resources. So resources ରେ ବି I mean କଣ resources ରେ ବି inequalities ଅଛି. ଯୋଉ imbalance ଅଛି. Okay. Unequal distribution of resources. ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହିବା water dispute. So in our country, the major threat to national integration was the regionalism. So all regions, ବା ଆମେ states କହିପାରିବା, ସେମାନେ they only think about their state only, not about the development of country or other states. So water dispute ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ କହିପାରିବା ଯେମିତି Kaveri dispute in southern India, ଯଦି water dispute Mahanadi river water dispute ଯେମିତି କହିବା Chhattisgarh and Odisha. Okay, we are part of India. Okay, all states are part of India, but still there is a dispute related to water, related to resources. Always there is a conflict. So that is a great tension in the society, and that is a threat to national integration. Similarly, culturally, religious, ଯଦି ଆମେ region କଥା କହିବା, so different region or different culture ଅଛି. So culturally also there is always a conflict. Okay. So in this way, what now this regionalism, by regionalism feeling. Suppose I think I am Indian, but I think that I am a Odia. Someone saying I am a Bengali. Someone say I am a Tamil. So this is mean what? We only confined to a region. We confined to a but we are not thinking about our country, that we are Indian. Always we are so that is a threat to our nationalism. Nationalism means what? The nation first, then state, then locality. But because of this regional feeling, regionalism, we give importance to what? Like we give importance to our state only, our region only. That how our region will develop. ଆମ region ବା ଆମ state କେମିତି develop ହବ ଆମେ ସବୁବେଳେ ତା ଉପରେ ବେଶୀ importance ଦଉଛେ. Not to not give importance to the development of our country, our India. So regionalism also a problem. So other problems are also threat to national integration. For examples like this terrorism, that is also a threat to national integration because they create tension, disturbances in our country. So these are the some threat to national integration: communalism, linguism, casteism, regionalism, and racism also. Okay, ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି racial differences ଅଛି, different races. So racial differences also there. Racial differences come, for example, ଯଦି ଆମେ simple example ନେବା Aryans and Dravidians. So Aryans feel that we are superior than the Dravidians. Means North people think that we are superior than the South Indian people. So this is the racial differences. So because of these differences, because of this ethnocentric feeling, so tensions are created. So this is also a threat to our national integration. Then in block one, so there is concept, for example, like change in Indian society. So Indian society is very traditional, age-old society. So what are the factors behind change in Indian society? So Indian society changed କେମିତି ହେଲା? It was the traditional ଥିଲା, how it became a modern society. So there are many factors. For example, I mean, for industrialization. So because of industrialization, there is economic change. Okay, economic transformation possible ହେଲା. So Indian society change ହେଲା. जो Indian economy ଥିଲା, ସେଇଟା change ହେଲା. So India transformed from agriculture to industrialization. ଆମେ ଯଦି ସେକ୍ଟର କଥା କହିବା ଇକୋନୋମିକାଲି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା ଆମର ତିନିଟା ସେକ୍ଟର ଅଛି ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ସେକ୍ଟର ସେକେଣ୍ଡାରୀ ଟର୍ସିଆରୀ ସେକ୍ଟର ପ୍ରାଇମେରୀ ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚର ସେକେଣ୍ଡାରୀ ହେଉଛି ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଟର୍ସିଆରୀ ସେକ୍ଟର ହେଉଛି ସର୍ଭିସ ସେକ୍ଟର so now India is a modern society and advanced society thank you now in India we have all three sectors agriculture ଅଛି so agricultural change भी ଆସିଲାଣି earlier we used traditional equipment for agricultural purposes now we use modern equipment for production. So industries develop ହଉଛି industrialization spread କରୁଛି service sector ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହିବା education health ହଉ banking ହଉ these are service sector ତ ଆଜି service sector ରେ ବି India ବହୁତ ଆଗରେ ଅଛି okay so India provides service to other countries so in this way there is a transformation there is a change in our economy so now Indian economy is changed from agriculture to industrialized and service sector so that is a change industrialization. Second thing is what? Now modernization also a factor. So there is a change in India because of modernity, because of change in our attitude, our thinking. ସେଇଟା. Urbanization also a factor of it. Change in India. So ମୁଁ ଯେହେତୁ previously ବି କହିଥିଲି, so more than 70% of population live in rural areas. So rural area ବା ଗ୍ରାମାଞ୍ଚଳ ଏରିଆରେ more than 70% ଲୋକ ରୁହନ୍ତି. So ଇଣ୍ଡିଆକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ India is a village country. But with industrialization, urbanization also expand. So industrialization ହେଲେ ଯେତେବେଳେ urbanization ବି spread କଲା. So with that, urbanization spread and migration started ହେଲା. ଆଉ ସେଇଟା କଣ slowly India now become a urbanized country. So urbanization both ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ କରୁଛି। ତ ଅର୍ବାନାଇଜେସନ କାହିଁ ସ୍ପ୍ରେଡ୍ କରୁଛି, ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଥିଲି ମାଇଗ୍ରେସନ, ପିପୁଲ ଆର୍ ମାଇଗ୍ରେଟିଂ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ରୁରାଲ ଏରିଆ ଟୁ ଅର୍ବାନ ଏରିଆ ଫର୍ ସର୍ଚିଂ ଅଫ୍ ଜବ୍ସ ଅର୍ ଫର୍। ତ ଦିଟା ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ବି ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି, ଯେ ପୁsh ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ଆଣ୍ଡ ପୁଲ୍ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର। ପୁsh ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର କୋଉଟା ନା ଯୋଉଟା ଫୋର୍ସ କରେ ଯେ ମାଇଗ୍ରେଟ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, when you are not able to fulfill your basic needs like food, clothing, shelter ହଉ, ବା ସବୁଠୁ ମେନ୍ ହଉଛି ଫୁଡ୍ ଆଉ ଅକୁପେସନ ବା ଜବ୍ ବା ଲାଇଭଲିହୁଡ୍। ତ ଦିଟା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଫୁଲଫିଲ୍ ନ କରନ୍ତି ସେତେବେଳେ ମାଇଗ୍ରେଟ୍ କରନ୍ତି ଅର୍ବାନ ଏରିଆ। ତ ଅର୍ବାନ ଏରିଆରେ କଣ ନା ଦେ ୱିଲ୍ ଗେଟ୍ ସମ୍ means opportunities are there. So that is one thing. Second thing what na pool factor, because of urban facilities ho, health facilities ho, education facilities ho, so all facilities are available in urban areas. So for that India is now becoming its march towards urban areas. So India is now becoming a urban cities ho, metropolitan cities ho, we expand for it slowly slowly. So that is also a sign of change in India. Similarly, other factors, for example, like আমি যদি কবা legislation. So because of legislation, also there are some changes in our India. So India the system how by age old tradition that there be changes as modification as it is because of legal provisions. So these are some changes in our Indian society. So again, learners, I will repeat that first block is about why India is a plural society. So there are topics, important topics like unity in diversity, head to national integration, and last one is change. Why India is changing and what are the factors. So this is about the first block. Then second block is about what? The second block is about social structure and practices. So social structure and practices means what? The structure ମାନେ ଆମେ କହିଲେ କଣ ବୁଝିବା? Systematically rearranged. ତାକୁ ଆମେ structure କହିବା. ଆମେ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ କହିବା syllabus. The syllabus means it is structurally, systematically arranged. So similarly, ଆମେ ଯଦି society କଥା କହିବା, ତ society ବି ସେମିତି structurally arranged. ଆମେ social structure କହିଲେ ମାନେ କଣ? Social structure means what? ନା systematically rearrangement of different institutions of systems. ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ structure. ତ ସେ structure ରେ କଣ ନା କଣ ଆସୁଛି? For example, tribe ହଉ, caste ହଉ, class ହଉ. So ତିନିଟା ଅଛି unit. Block 2 ର social structure and practices. ତ ଆଦେହରେ ଆସୁଛି. ତ first ହଉଛି tribe. So who are the tribes? So ଏଇ tribes ରେ ଆମେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ tribes କଣ? What are the features of tribe? Then what are the problems and solutions of tribal people? এই block ରେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ. So tribe means what? ନା ଆମେ tribe କୁ ଆମେ simply ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା ଯେ ଆଦିବାସୀ. Adivasi means what? Na indigenous people. So they are the indigenous peoples. So there are many tribes are there. Primitive tribes are there and tribes are there. So primitive tribes are indigenous. Means they are very old tribes. Our tribes कौन? ना हम जिन्हें scheduled tribes कहते हैं. Normally. So those who are now in mainstream of our country. Mainstream. The primitive tribes they are far away from. They are isolated from the mainstream. So ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି tribes. Then features of tribe କଣ? The features of tribe ହଉଛି that tribals they have their particular territory. Tribe ମାନଙ୍କର particular territory ଥାଏ. Different tribes they have their own particular territory. They have their particular culture. ତ ସେ ସବୁ type ର particular culture ଅଛି. Okay, different cultures, different rituals, practices are there. So they have a nomenclature. Nomenclature means name. ଆମେ ଯାହା କହୁଛେ. So tribe different tribes ତାଙ୍କର different name ଥାଏ. So nomenclature ଅଛି, culture different, and another thing is different dialects. ଯେହେତୁ tribal people ଆମେ ଯେମିତି କହୁଛେ language ଆଉ dialect ଭିତରେ difference କଣ? ନା language ରେ କଣ ଆମେ we speak and also we have script in any form, written form ଯୋଉଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ସେଇଟା. But among the tribes there is no written form. They only dialect. They communicate only through language, means dialect, not through language, because they don't have any script. or written form of documents. So ସେଇଟା dialects ଅଛି. Then tribes they have a chieftain କୁହାଯାଏ ତାକୁ. So tribal have a head. Okay, they have a political organization ଆମେ ଯାହାକୁ କହୁଛୁ. ତ ସେଇଟା ତାଙ୍କର ଅଛି. So these are some of the features of typical Indian tribes. ତାପରେ then what are the problems of tribes? What are the major problems? So first problem is displacement. They are displaced from their own place. ଯେମିତି କହିଥିଲି they are Adivasis and they are very close to nature. And they are forest dwellers. They are hill dwellers. Okay, so they are very close to nature. But due to development process, it may be industrialization ho, maybe construction of dam ho, or maybe construction of infrastructure ho. So ସବୁ ଜାଗାରେ ସେଠି କଣ ନା tribal people they are displaced from their own land. So that is a major problem because their identity is their land. But because of this development process, they are displaced. So the main and most important problem is what? The displacement. ସେଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛୁ development induced displacement. So for the development purposes, the tribal people are displaced from their own land. And another thing is sometimes they are also exploited by this mainstream people, for example, by the contractors, by the industrialists. Okay. So they are exploited. So that is also a problem. Similarly, other problems. First is displacement. Next is what? The next problem is that they are deprived from the facilities. Deprived facilities means what? For example, there are health facilities. So health facilities, when good health facilities are not available in tribal areas because sometimes the medical workers, doctors, they hesitate to go to the interior area, tribal areas. So for that reason, there are not good doctors. There is no medical facilities are there, no hospitals are there. And another thing is that they are not aware about the or about the health. So health କଥା କହିଲେ ବହୁତ ସାରା problem ଆସୁଛି malnutrition is malnutrition हो, vitamin deficiency हो, then increased maternity mortality rate हो, okay, increased infancy mortality rate हो. So in this way, many means problems are there related to health. That is a big problem for tribals. Okay, health problem. Similarly, another thing is superstitions. So because of superstition, if suppose if they are suffering from any disease, they think that this is because of some spirit or what. So ସେମାନେ black magic, superstition ଉପରେ believe କରନ୍ତି. So that is also a health problem. Then education. So the literacy rate of tribal people is low. Why? Na because of lack of education. So education facilities are not available in interior tribal areas. There are no schools, proper schools are there, no teachers are available there, and they are not aware about the education facilities. So that is education problem also a major problem of tribals. Health, education, by displacement ho, exploitation ho, deprivation ho. So all these are the problem of tribal people. Then what is the solution? So there are two solutions are there. ଯେହେତୁ we are discussing in sociology. So from point of view of sociology and point of view of government, ଆମେ ଦିଟା angle ରେ ତାକୁ discussion କରିବା. What are the solutions? So from the point of view of sociology, how will solve the problem of tribal people? So ସେଇଠି Risley, one of the social anthropologists, he discuss about he gives some solutions. The tribal people ମାନଙ୍କର problem solve ହେବ ତିନିଟା method. How? ନା first ହଉଛି କଣ? ନା national park. So making national parks. ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ଦେଖୁଛେ ମାନେ animals national park means uh, uh, not means interference of people. Okay. Prohibited area ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛୁ. ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ the first method of means first measure or method of tribal development is one isolation. Okay. So tribal people କୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ isolate କରିକି ରଖିବା then automatically ତାଙ୍କର କିଛି problem ହବନି. Isolation means ଯେମିତି କହିଲି creating national parks, non-interference of outside people. ତ ସେଇଟା ତ ସେମିତି କଲେ କଣ ନା they will preserve their culture, they preserve their traditions. Okay, so isolation is the first. Second thing is what? Na accommodation. So accommodation means what? Na ତାଙ୍କୁ means accommodate କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ, adjust କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ mainstream people ଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ. Another thing is integration. Integration means what? Na total tribal ଆଉ mainstream କୁ total united କରିଦବ. So ସେଇଟା integration. So this is the sociological explanation that how we'll solve the problem of tribals. So isolation, accommodation, integration. These are some methods of tribal development. Next, come to the government part. Okay, what are the other solutions for government? So government are obviously first thing what na we should give importance to the development of tribals. So development should be equally distributed. I mean, because development and displacement. So industrialization, it's good. It's good for the growth and development of the country. It's good. But some people are suffering for example, like tribal people. So many people are benefited by this industrialization, but some tribal people are exploited and deprived. So the means means the means what the outcome of the development should be equally distributed. All should be equally benefited by this development. First, institution there are some provisions are there. Provisions for example like protected destinations. There are some for civil rights reservations are there. Whether in political field or educational field ho, so always there is reservations are there. So in this way through this constitutional safeguard also we solve the problem of tribal people, and there are some amendments are there. Okay, constitutional amendments for the safeguard of tribal people. There are many schemes are there, okay, for the promotion of welfare of tribal people. And one more thing is what now first we formulate many problems, many programs, but we have to implement it properly. So that is very important. The implementation of the program and policies on ground level. So then we will solve the problem of tribal people. So this is so another sociologically from government side to declare solution. So ଆହୁରି ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ମାନେ solution ଯୋଉଟା ମାନେ tribal peoples they not through sociological not through government. So ସେମାନେ ନିଜେ ହିଁ ସେଟାକୁ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ କରନ୍ତି and ତାଙ୍କର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ହୁଏ ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ social capital. Capital ମାନେ ତ ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛୁ capital ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯଦି economically କହିବା ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି wealth ବା money terms ରେ କହିପାରିବା. But social capital means what na networking, social networking. So neither sociological theory ଦରକାର ନା government ଦରକାର but social network ରେ ବି ତାଙ୍କର development ହଉଛି. So confused ହଉଥିବ ନା in sociology one sociologist Bourdieu he gave this concept social capital. So social capital ମାନେ କଣ ନା network of relations. Okay. So network of resources ଆମେ ତାକୁ କହିପାରିବା. For example ଦେବି. For example ଯେହେତୁ ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି tribal ମାନଙ୍କର ତାଙ୍କର literacy rate ବହୁତ low, health problem ଅଛି, they are not aware about the program and policies. Okay. So they are not aware. Why? Na because they are not connected with the mainstream people. But imagine, suppose in case ଗୋଟେ tribal member ବା ଗୋଟେ tribal children ସିଏ mainstream କୁ ଆସିକି education acquire କଲା and again back to his community, tribal community. So he aware other people. ସେ ଅନ୍ୟମାନଙ୍କୁ aware କରିପାରିବ. Education facilities ବିଷୟରେ କହିପାରିବ ବା ଯୋଉ superstition ଅଛି ତାକୁ ଦୂର କରିପାରିବ. ତ in this way କଣ ନା ଗୋଟେ network start ହବ. ଏଇଟା ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ହିଁ ମାନେ tribal people ଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ହିଁ ଗୋଟେ network start ହେଇକି ସେମାନେ ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି aware ହେବେ. ତାଙ୍କୁ aware କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ. ଗୋଟେ ମେମ୍ବର ଯାଇକି ତାଙ୍କୁ aware କରିବ ସମସ୍ତେ aware ହେଇଯିବେ. ତ ଏଇଟା କୁହାଯାଏ social networking ଆମେ ଯେମିତି କହୁଛେ. Okay, take the example social network like ଆମେ Facebook କହୁଛେ. So it is a network, social network. So easily we transmit some uh, news or anything else. It immediately we transmit. Similarly, social capital also same thing. It's social networking type. So କିଛି memberଙ୍କ awareness ହେବା ପରେ ସେଟା total member ମାନଙ୍କୁ ବା total community କୁ aware କରାଏ। So social capital. So that social capital is one of the important solution for the tribal people. It is their own method of awareness বা transformation or change କରିପାରିବେ। So this is about the solution. Types, features, then problems and the solution. Next to come caste. In block 2, say, second in next unit is caste. So many times I repeated that India is a caste-ridden society. So caste play an important role in the Indian system. So आज हम discussion करेंगे the what is caste, features of caste, then function of caste, changes in caste system in India. So what is caste? So caste is a endogamous group which based on the principle of hierarchy, which is segmentally divided and follow some restrictions on food हो, social relations हो, or occupation. So say it out caste. So don't be confused with this caste system. So before I will discuss about this features of caste system. How to repeat करदेबी आउट रे how caste system originated. There are many theories are there. So one theory is what the divine origin theory. Divine origin theory कौन है? The caste system first emerged. First burner system. So don't be confused with burner and caste. Both are different. So in burner system means what? The burner system is based on two things. One is burner and another is what? The occupation. So on these two criteria, बर्न व्यवस्था is तो आम जी जेहेतु इंडियन सोसाइटी वेरी ट्रेडिशनल बहुत पुरातन तो से कौन दिस बर्न सिस्टम स्टार्ट इन early Vedic age. In history, I am discussing in early Vedic age start ହେଲା बर्न व्यवस्था तो सेम थिंग कास्ट सिस्टम में जेंति ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय वैश्य शूद्र अछन तो बर्न व्यवस्था रे सेंति ब्राह्मण क्षत्रिय वैश्य शूद्र अछन बट वन डिफरेंस इज व्हाट ना बर्न व्यवस्था ता डिवाइन ओरिजिन काई कहउछे ना सेटा मींस according to Manusmriti this Varna born from different part of the god. The Purusha Sutta कहउछे different part of god. So some caste are born from mouth, shoulders, thigh and feet. So on that basis different castes are stratified or differentiated hierarchically. So top position occupied the Brahmins, then Kshatriyas, then Vaishyas, then Sudras. On that basis, the caste, the Varna hierarchy is formed. But one difference between Varna and caste is what? Based occupation, occupational differences. So Varna Vyavastha means what? Varna Vyavastha is achieved status. A particular individual or a particular group occupies status in the Varna Vyavastha on the basis of achievement. Okay. So it is a achieved status on the position. Status means position. So it is called achieved status. So on the basis of achievement, we will occupy a position in the Varna hierarchy. If our occupation, our livelihood, our profession, if we take then our downward mobility. So in Varna Vyavastha, there it is an open system. So mobility is possible. Means lower caste, higher caste को जाई परिबे, higher caste, low caste को जाई परिबे. Means upward mobility भी अछि, downward mobility भी अछि. Okay. But caste system is little bit different. How? The caste system also based on occupation. Okay. Like Varna Vyavastha. But one thing is that what and this caste system is ascribed status. Remember, achieved status and ascribed status means position. Achieved status means कौन आम ability टैलेंट अनुसार आम जो status टा पाउचे बा पोजीशन पाउचे गोटे सोसाइटी रे बा वर्ण व्यवस्था रे बा कास्ट सिस्टम रे तो सेटा को हम कहूचे अचीव स्टेटस बट इन कास्ट सिस्टम जे देखिबा इट इज ascribed ascribed status माने कोन हम गोटे status पाउचे सोसाइटी रे बा कास्ट स्ट्रक्चर रे on the basis of our birth ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କାଷ୍ଟରେ ଜନ୍ମ ନଉଛେ ସେଇ କାଷ୍ଟର ଷ୍ଟାଟସ୍ ଆମେ ପାଉଛେ। ତ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ascribed। ତ ଆମେ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିପାରିବା। ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ପସିବଲ ଟୁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ ଆୱାର caste। So it is ascribed, and another thing is closed system. Why it is closed system? The mobility is not possible. Mobility means movement, means upward mobility ki downward mobility. So ଗୋଟେ lower caste upper caste କୁ ଯାଇପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। Okay, so there are restrictions are there. It is a closed system. So for that reason, it is ascribed. It is closed system. So now we come. This is the simple difference. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ? The caste system is ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି first definition ଦେଲି caste ର, it is the endogamous group. Endogamous group means what? Endogamy means marriage within the caste. So means marriage restrictions are there. Various marriage restrictions. That in caste system there is no intercaste marriage. Okay. But in Varna Vyavastha, intercaste marriage is possible. ତ ଯେହେତୁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି caste system ରେ endogamy principle of marriage restrictions ଅଛି। So this is the one difference between Varna and caste. So I think now we are clear about the difference between Varna and caste. Now we discuss about what are the features of caste. So first feature is what? Now it is segmental division of society. Segmental means what? Now layers. The society is divided on layers. ଆମେ ଯେମିତି କହୁଛେ ଧର ଆମେ stratification. So stratification the example ହଉଛି caste class or stratification means what? ନା different strata ବା layer. ମୁଁ ଆହୁରି easily example ରେ ବୁଝେଇଦେବି segmental division ବା stratification କଣ. For example ଆମେ ଯଦି environment science ବିଷୟରେ ଟିକେ ପଢିବା ମାନେ ଟିକେ discussion କରିବା। Take the case of our atmosphere. ଆମେ science ରେ ପଢିଥିବା atmosphere. So atmosphere ରେ ବି different layer ଅଛି ଯେମିତି troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere. So କେମିତି different layer ରେ ବିଭକ୍ତ ହେଇଛି। That is also stratification or segmental division. ତ ସେମିତି ଯଦି ଆମେ earth ର କଥା କହିବା, earth ବି ସେମିତି different layer ରେ divide ହେଇଛି। ସେମିତି ଆମେ lithosphere କଥା କହିବା, ସେମିତି ବି divide ହେଇଛି। ତ ଏଇଟା stratified ମାନେ layer। ତ caste system କହିଲା ମାନେ ଆମେ କହିବା ଯେ it is the example of stratification and segmental division of society। ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ସମାଜ କହୁଛେ ବା society କହୁଛେ it is segmentally divided। So that's it, first is segmental division of society। So next is what? The next is what? The hierarchy। Hierarchy means what? The arrange from top to bottom। So that is known as hierarchy। So ଯେମିତି ଦେଖିବା ଆମେ Brahmin caste occupy the higher position, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra। So they are systematically arranged, hierarchically arranged। Next is endogamy। So endogamy means what? The marriage within the caste। So ଆହୁରି ଆମେ କହିବା in caste system there are marriage restrictions। Endogamy, exogamy principles are followed strictly। Endogamy means marriage within the caste, exogamy marriage outside the gotra। Okay. Why outside the gotra? Because those, suppose in a caste, if they will marry within the gotra, they regarded as brother and sister, means blood related, or they belongs to the same ancestor or descent। ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ same ଗୋତ୍ରରେ marriage ହୁଏନି। Other restrictions ଅଛି ଯେମିତି for example ଆମେ ଯଦି କହିପାରିବା hypergamy, hypogamy, anulam, pratilum, means lot of restrictions are there in caste system। So that is also endogamy or exogamy is a good means important features of caste system। Then there is restriction on commensality। Commensality means what? Now food restriction। So there is restriction on food. There is restriction on social relationship। So like this। Similarly, ଆମେ other discussion କରିବା for other features। So restriction on food, restrictions on marriage, this and another is restriction on occupation, occupational restriction। So different castes, they are different castes and their livelihood are different, but it is restricted। So nobody can change their occupation। It is fixed। Therefore, it is a closed system। And another is caste panchayat। So caste panchayat also one of the important feature of caste system। So these are some features। And next is function and dysfunction। So functional dysfunction means what? Now function what are the positive side of caste system? Positive side कौन? Now it's create unity within the caste, means a particular caste ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ unity ଆଣେ, bond ଆଣେ। Second thing is कौन? Now interdependent। That is a positive function of caste system. And different castes they interdependent on each other, depend on each other. So interdependence is there. ଆଉ dysfunction ଯଦି ଦେଖିବା dysfunction ରେ କଣ ନା it hampers our national unity ଯେହେତୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ we belongs to we are Indians ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି threat to national integration is casteism caste feeling by differences inequality is a threat to national integration so caste system ର important dysfunction ହଉଛି କଣ ନା it hamper our national unity ଆମର unity କି hamper କରୁଛି then it's against our democracy ଆମେ ଯେ କହୁଛେ all are equal before the law we for the people of the people जो ଆମେ डेमोक्रेसी କଥା କହୁଛେ ତ ସେ डेमोक्रेसी की भी hamper କରୁଛି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ନା create conflict within the society because of this caste hierarchy because of this inequality so always there is a conflict within the caste system and this caste conflict create disturbances in the society so these are some of the dysfunctions of uh, caste system so now we'll discuss about changes in caste system so Indian caste system में change केମିତି ଆସିଲା जेहेतु caste system is a traditional it's a rigid system how is it possible to change the caste system so caste system रे बहुत सारा changes ଆସିଛି and there are many factors like modernization westernization sanskritization legislation education urbanization so these are factors behind the caste system so first हमें देखिबा कौन ना first हम देखिए modernization so because of modernization because of modern outlook so there is a little bit change among the people so the caste orthodoxy थी caste dominance थी so that little bit कौन weak है तो जो आगुलो ब्राह्मणिकल डोमिनेंस थिला ସେଇଟା weak ହେଲାଣି जो ब्राह्मणिकल डोमिनेंस थिला जे superiority inferiority ସେଇଟା ଏବେ present society present context India रे ଆଉ ନାହିଁ ସେମିତି okay so we rationally think ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି communalism secularism ଯେ ଆମେ ସବୁବେଳେ religiously think କରୁଥିଲେ but now we are rationally thinking so this rationalism is also a part of this modernity or modernization process so because of this modernization there is change in caste system then industrialization so because of industrialization also there is change in caste system ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି Indian society is a village society village India ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛୁ change in agriculture there is change in agricultural system also in our India ଯେମିତି ନା no huge profit in agriculture it may be because of uh, natural 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 problem for example ଆମେ ଯଦି natural calamities so farmers crops କରୁଛନ୍ତି production କରୁଛନ୍ତି but suddenly natural calamities like floods हो cyclone हो so all crops are destroyed that is one reason second thing is what na crop failure okay so because of all these reasons that people are now not interested in agriculture so because of this destruction there is in particular in rural areas there is no other alternative profitable jobs are there so for survival for earning they migrated to urban areas for searching of jobs. And industry is one of the sector which provide huge employment. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ for employment they are migrated. So ଯେହେତୁ ମୁଁ କହିଥିଲି caste system ର ଗୋଟେ feature ହଉଛି occupational restriction. ଯେ କିଏ କା occupation change କରିପାରିବ. But that is within the caste system, within the village. But if a person migrating from rural to urban area, so urban area is he can choose any occupation according to his talent or ability. Okay. तो ସେଇ बेसिस रे से कौन भी ऑक्यूपेशन चूज कर पारिबे तो ସେଇଠି ଆଉ କାस्ट सिस्टम रे रेस्ट्रिक्शन नଥାଏ फॉर एग्जांपल इंडस्ट्रीज देयर आर मेनी प्रोफेशनल्स देयर वर्कर्स आर देयर प्रोफेशनल आर देयर industrialists are there so that is not based on caste system not based on the occupation restriction there is mobility is there then opportunities are there to grow so ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ industrialization also one of the important factors in change in caste system urbanization also so because of urban growth urban spread ହେଲା ସେଇଟା ବି ମାନେ କାଷ୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ରୁରାଲ ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ଯେତେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ଟ ଅର୍ବାନ ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ସେତେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ଟ In urban society, caste system is very liberal. Okay, in caste system there is not follows. For example, you see in urban areas, a Brahmin also work other jobs. Okay, ଗୋଟେ ଯେ ଶୁଦ୍ର ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛେ lower caste, ସେ ବି high profile job କରୁଛି. Okay, professional jobs because on the basis of achievement. So in urban society, a person occupies status on the basis of achievement, not on the basis of ascribed or on the basis of caste. So caste basis रे जने occupy करने status in urban areas. So this urbanization promote change in caste system. एटा गोटे होला. तापर legislation how legislation brings change in caste system. Now for example there are some provisions, protective provisions which protect the right of the people. ଆମେ ଯଦି କହିବା caste systems are created by people. So we created that this man is high caste, that man is low caste, that man is untouchable, achut, हम ଯାହାକୁ କହିପାରିବା, harijan ଯାହାକୁ କହିପାରିବା. So because of legal provision, the untouchables or the lower caste, ତାଙ୍କ rights ସେମାନେ ପାଇପାରୁଛନ୍ତି. For example, in our constitution, there are mentioned equality, right, fundamental rights to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation. So ଏଇ ଯୋଉ fundamental rights ଅଛି ଏଗୁଡା protect କରୁଛି. So untouchable ହଉଛି ଯେମିତି ଆମର article 17 ଅଛି. Okay, right against means untouchability. So untouchability ki it's illegal. So ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆମ constitution ରେ ରହିଲା provision. So there are some provisions for reservation also in our constitution. So there are some protective discrimination or provisions to safeguard the rights of the untouchable. तो ଆମେ ଯୋଉ caste system ରେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଏତେ rigid ଆଉ untouchability practice ହଉଛି, casteism ଅଛି. So because of this legal provision, because of this constitutional provision, କଣ ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ rights ପାଇପାରୁଛନ୍ତି. ତ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ change ଆସିଲା. So now ଆମେ କାହାକୁ untouchable କହୁଛୁ, untouchable ବା ଆମେ କାହାକୁ exploit କଲେ, that is against the law. So and another is education. So through education also people are now educated. Okay, so they are earlier what? Now earlier the lower caste people are not allowed to take education, high education. But now because of legal provisions, because of modern thinking, now lower caste people also become means educated. ଯେମିତି previous classes ରେ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ discussion କରୁଥିଲେ social movement ଉପରେ, that B.R. Ambedkar started movement against the exploitation of Dalit. So B.R. Ambedkar was a Dalit, okay, but through higher education, okay, after acquiring higher education, then he trying to uplift the other people. So because of that higher education, he is the father of our constitution. So because of this education, it is possible. A transformation is possible. So education is very important. So these are the some of the factors behind the change in caste system in India. So in our block two, so another concept is class. So what is class and how it's emerged in India? So ଆମେ ଯଦି stratification ଦେଖିବା, ତ stratification ରେ caste, class, gender ଏ ସବୁ concept ଅଛି. ଆମେ caste ତ discussion କଲେ, ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ class. So class also example of stratification বা division of society ଆମେ ଯଦି କହିପାରିବା ସେମିତି. So class means what? Na class a group of people those who are same background. Okay, ଗୋଟେ class ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର same background ଥିବ. Maybe socio-economic background ହେଇପାରେ. Okay, ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହିବା. ନା simple terms ରେ ଆମେ କହିବା a group of people those who have similar socio-economic background. ମାନେ ସେମାନଙ୍କର same background ଥିବ, same living standard ଥିବ, ତାକୁ ଆମେ class କହୁଛୁ. So, but in Indian context ରେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ social structure in India ରେ ଅଛି, ତ ଆମେ ଯଦି simple ଦେଖିବା class ତିନି ପ୍ରକାର, rich class, middle class, poor class. ଆମେ generally ଆମେ term use କରୁଛୁ. But ଆମେ କେବେ ଭାବିନେ ଯେ class ଟା emerge କେମିତି ହେଲା, particularly in India. In India, caste system was there, caste system ଥିଲା, but class system ନଥିଲା. So class system କେତେବେଳେ start ହେଲା? And this class system started with what? And this started with Britishers. So when Britishers came to India, this class system emerged. Earlier, caste system ଥିଲା। class system ତ ନଥିଲା। ଆମେ ଯଦି class system ମାନେ କଣ ମାନେ at least rich ଥିଲେ ଆଉ poor class ଥିଲେ ସେତେ। But Britishers, when Britishers came, the new classes emerged. So Britishers came, so then they imposed taxes on farmers. Okay. So ସେଇଠି agrarian class structure ଗୋଟେ start ହେଲା। Agrarian class structure ମାନେ କଣ ନା particularly rural society ରେ rural society ମୁଁ ଯେହେତୁ କହିଛି ଏଇଟା agrarian society, agricultural based society। ତ agriculture ରେ କେମିତି different layers ଅଛି, ଯେମିତି caste system ର ବ୍ରାହ୍ମଣ କ୍ଷତ୍ରିୟ ବୈଶ୍ୟ ଶୂଦ୍ର ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସେମିତି କ୍ଲାସ ମାନେ ସେମିତି agrarian ରେ ବି ସେମିତି layers ଅଛି। ଯେମିତି ନା rich class କୋଉମାନେ ନା ଜମିଦାର, landlords, so they belongs to the rich class, higher class, then big farmers, middle farmers, farmers, peasants, then laborers। so ଏମିତି ହିଁ ଆମର ଯୋଉ agrarian caste system ଯେମିତି top ରୁ bottom ଯାକେ ଆରେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଛି, ସେମିତି ଆମର ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚରାଲ ସୋସାଇଟି ବି ସେମିତି ଟପ୍ ରୁ ବଟମ୍ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଏମିତି ଆରେଞ୍ଜ ହେଇଛି। ଓକେ, ବଟ୍ ଏଇଠି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ହଉଛି ଯେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ କେମିତି ଏମର୍ଜ କଲା ଏଇଠି? ଓକେ, ଏଇଠି ତ ପୁରା ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ରିଚ୍ ଆଉ ପୁଅର ଥିଲେ, ବଟ୍ କ୍ଲାସ୍ କେମିତି ଏମର୍ଜ କଲା ନା ବିକଜ ଅଫ ବ୍ରିଟିଶର୍ସ। ନା when Britishers imposed tax on the farmers, फार्मर ମାନଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଇମ୍ପୋଜ କଲେ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ, ହେଭି ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସେସ୍ ଇମ୍ପୋଜ କଲେ, ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଟ୍ୟାକ୍ସ ଇମ୍ପୋଜ କଲେ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ କଲେ ନା the European planters they forced the farmers to cultivate cash crops। ତ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ୍ ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚର ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଥିଲା ଏର୍ଲିୟର ବିଫୋର ଇଣ୍ଡିପେଣ୍ଡେଣ୍ଟ ଆମର ସେଟା ସବସିଷ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚର। ଆମେ ଯାହା ବି ପ୍ରଡକ୍ସନ କରୁଥିଲେ ଓନଲି କନଜମ୍ପସନ ଫର ଆୱାରସେଲ୍ଫ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଫର ଆୱାର ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି, ପ୍ରଫିଟ ମେକିଂ ନଥିଲା, ଓନଲି ଫର ଲାଇଭଲିହୁଡ, ଓନଲି ଫର ସର୍ଭାଇଭଲ ସେତିକି ଥିଲା। ବଟ୍ ବ୍ରିଟିଶର୍ସ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଲେ ସେମାନେ କଣ କଲେ ନା the Europeans forced the farmers to cultivate cash crops, not food crops। food crops like rice or wheat, ଗହମ ବା ଧାନ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି ସବସିଷ୍ଟେନ୍ସ କ୍ରପ ବା ଫୁଡ କ୍ରପ୍ସ କହୁଛେ। କ୍ୟାଶ କ୍ରପ କଣ ନା କ୍ୟାଶ କ୍ରପରେ ପ୍ରଫିଟ ଆସେ, ତ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଏ ପ୍ରଫିଟେବଲ ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚର ଯାହାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ, और ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା କମର୍ସିଆଲାଇଜେସନ ଅଫ ଏଗ୍ରିକଲଚର। so the farmers, okay, जो poor farmers ଥିଲେ, so they are not able to cultivate these cash crops, କାହିଁକି cash crops ପାଇଁ cash ଦରକାର, money ଦରକାର। ତ money ସେମାନେ କୋଉଠୁ ଆଣିବେ? so for that reason, obviously they will borrow money from the zamindars or money lenders। okay, तो ସେମାନେ money borrow କରିକି तो ସେମାନେ cash crops production କରନ୍ତି। okay, and then ଯୋଉ profit ଆସେ ସେଟାକୁ ସେମାନେ tax ରେ ଦେଇଦିଅନ୍ତି। so in this way there is a change in our agricultural sector। so it is change ଆସିଲା agricultural sector ରେ because of commercialization of agriculture, because of introduction of money system। one more thing, money system earlier tax ଦିଆ ହଉଥିଲା in medieval period ରେ ବି, when Mughals or the Sultanate period ରେ, in that time also farmers pay tax but not in cash, they pay in share or in kind। okay, ଭାଗ ଦଉଥିଲେ। but Britishers imposed money, means they collected tax in a cash form, not in kind। so farmers ମାନେ ସେଟା ଦେବା ପାଇଁ they cultivate cash crops, they lend money from the money lenders or zamindar, and they pay tax to the British government। so ଏଇ system ରେ ଯୋଉ changes ଆସିଥିଲା, ଯୋଉ agriculture system ରେ changes ଆସିଥିଲା, ତ ସେଇଠି new classes ସବୁ emerge କଲେ। okay, ଯେମିତି କହିଲି money lending class ହଉ କି money lenders ହଉ, traders ହଉ, businessman ହଉ। so in this way many middle class emerge in India। very important, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ class system in India discussion କରୁଛେ, it is not important that how many classes are there, that is not important। it is important that how middle class emerge in India। ଆମେ ଯୋଉ presently ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ frequently ଆମେ use କରୁଛେ I belongs to a middle class family, middle class family ଙ୍କର ବହୁତ problem। why I use middle class, ଆମେ କେବେ rich class କହୁନେ କି poor class କହୁନେ, always we are repeatedly use this middle class। so that, for that reason it is important in this topic, in class topic it is important that how middle class emerge in India। class ତ ଥିଲା, ବ୍ରିଟିଶ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆସିଲା ସେ class ଥିଲା, rich poor ଥିଲା, but middle class କେମିତି emerge କଲା? so that is very important। so in this way because of there is a change in agriculture, agricultural processes. So there is a emergence of class in rural India. Okay. So class केवल rural नहीं urban रे भी ହେଇଥିଲା, but factors are different. ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି rural society ରେ class emerge ହେଲା, it is because of change in agricultural process, agriculture. But urban society ରେ class middle class emerge कला, it is because of industrialization. Okay. Remember, for agriculture in rural India and for industrialization in urban areas. So how middle class emerge in urban areas? So in urban areas, so with Britishers खाली agriculture रे changes आने but also with Britishers कौन ना industrialization भी develop हुई in India. Before Britishers there is no industries, there is no industrialization in India. तो ସେମାନେ industrialization धीरे धीरे promote ହେଲା in India. ଯେତେବେଳେ industrialization promote ହେଲା ତ ସେତେବେଳେ କଣ ହେଲା, how there is a middle class emerge in industrial area or industrial society ବା urban area. तो ଯେମିତି ଆମେ rural area ଦେଖିଲେ ଜମିଦାର ଥିଲେ ଆଉ ପୁଅର farmers ଥିଲେ, ଦିଟା ହିଁ group ଥିଲେ। ତ industrial society ରେ ବି ସେମିତି ଦିଟା ହିଁ group ଥିଲେ, ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛନ୍ତି capitalist ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛନ୍ତି workers, those who are the owner of the property and those who have no property, means haves and have nots ଆମେ ତାକୁ କହୁଛେ। ତ ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ କଣ ହେଲା ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ agricultural exploitation destruction of agriculture, people same thing migrating to urban areas for industrial purposes। ତ ଯୋଉ ଦିଟା ଥିଲା, ଯୋଉ ଦିଟା ଗ୍ରୁପ ଥିଲା, କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲିଷ୍ଟ ଆଉ ୱାର୍କର, ତ ତା ଭିତରେ ମିଡିଲ କ୍ଲାସ ସେମାନେ କେମିତି କଲେ ନା, ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ ଓନର ଥାନ୍ତି ଆଉ ୱାର୍କର ଥାନ୍ତି, but there are some other professionals also there, okay, like professionals, skilled workers, okay। So in this way middle class emerges। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କେମିତି ଯଦି ଆମେ from the point of view sociologically ଆମେ ଯଦି ତାକୁ analyze କରିବା, how middle class emerge in urban areas in India, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ sociologically ଆମେ discussion କରିବା ସେଇ class struggle କଥା, Marx kind of class struggle, that how there is a struggle between two classes। ଆମେ ସେଟା class struggle କରୁଛେ, caste struggle କଣ, caste struggle, class struggle କରୁଛେ, ଦିଟା class, ତ ଦିଟା class ହିଁ ଥିଲା, ଗୋଟେ capitalist ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ worker। So middle class କେମିତି emerge କଲା ନା, ମୁଁ already previous classes ରେ କହିଛି ନା, ଯେତେବେଳେ exploitation exit କରିଗଲା, okay, capitalist ମାନଙ୍କର exploitation exit କରିଗଲା, so then the workers they feel deprived, they are alienated and they revolt against the capital system। ତ ଯେତେବେଳେ କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲିଜିମ ଯେତେବେଳେ କମି କମି ଆସିଲା, ସେତେବେଳେ କଣ ହେଲା, ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରୋଲେଟେରିଆଟ ଯୋଉ କୁହା, ଯୋଉ ୱାର୍କର୍ସ, ସୋସିଓଲୋଜିରେ ଦିଟା ଟର୍ମସ୍ ଅଛି, ଯୋଉମାନେ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲିଷ୍ଟ ଆଇ ମିନ୍ କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲିଷ୍ଟ ତାଙ୍କୁ କୁହାଯାଏ ବର୍ଜିୟସ୍, ଆଉ ଯୋଉମାନେ ୱାର୍କର୍ସ ରହିଲେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରୋଲେଟେରିଆଟ କୁହାଯାଏ, ଫ୍ରମ୍ ସୋସିଓଲୋଜିକାଲ ଥିଓରିଟିକାଲ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଅଫ ଭ୍ୟୁ। ଏଇ ଦିଟା କ୍ଲାସ ଥିଲା। ତ ଯେତେବେଳେ କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲିଜିମ କୋଲାପ୍ସ କରିଗଲା, ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲିଜିମ କୋଲାପ୍ସ କରିଗଲା, ସେତେବେଳେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ୱାର୍କର୍ସ ଥିଲେ ବା ପ୍ରୋଲେଟେରିଆଟ ଥିଲେ, ତ ତାଙ୍କର କଣ ହେଲା, ତାଙ୍କର ରାଇଜ ହେଲା, ଓକେ, ତାଙ୍କ ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡ ଅଫ ଲିଭିଂ ରେଜ୍ କଲା, କାହିଁକିନା ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲୋଇଟେସନ ନଥିଲା। ତ ସେମାନେ ଯେତିକି ୱାର୍କ କଲେ ତାଙ୍କର ସେତିକି ୱେଜ୍ ପାଇଲେ, ଏର୍ଲିୟର ଦେ ଆର୍ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ଲୋଇଟେଡ୍। ତ ସେମାନେ 8 ଘଣ୍ଟା ଜାଗାରେ 12 ଘଣ୍ଟା କାମ କରୁଥିଲେ, ବଟ୍ ୱେଜ୍ ସେତିକି ପାଉଥିଲେ। ବଟ୍ ବିକଜ ଅଫ୍ ଦିସ୍ କୋଲାପ୍ସ ଅଫ କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲିଜିମ କଣ ହେଲା ନା, ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ରାଇଟ୍ସ ପାଇଲେ ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କର ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡ ଅଫ ଲିଭିଂ, ତ ସେଇଠି କଣ ହେଲା, ଧୀରେ ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ ପ୍ରୋଲେଟାରାଇଜେସନ ଅଫ କ୍ଲାसेସ। ଯୋଉ ପ୍ରୋଲେଟେରିଆଟ ଥିଲେ, ଯୋଉ ୱାର୍କର ଥିଲେ, ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡ ଅଫ ଲିଭିଂ ବା ଲୋଅର କ୍ଲାସ ମିଡିଲ କ୍ଲାସକୁ ଗଲେ, ଓକେ, ସେ ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡଟା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଇନକ୍ରିଜ ହେଲା, ତ ସେଇଟା। ତ ଏମିତି ସେ ରୁରାଲ ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ଯେମିତି ମିଡିଲ କ୍ଲାସ ଆସିଲା, ଅର୍ବାନ ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ସେମିତି ମିଡିଲ କ୍ଲାସ ଏମର୍ଜ କରିଗଲା। So that is very important thing in this class topic। So in class, one important thing is what is class and how middle class emerge in India, both in rural and urban India। तो आधर आउ गोटे इम्पोर्टाट अच्छी एई टॉपिक रे, जोटा अच्छी डिफरेंशिएट करियार अछि, गोटे लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन, सेटा होची डिफरेंशिएट बिटवीन कास्ट एंड क्लास। ओके, सो एटारे कास्ट एंड क्लास रे डिफरेंशिएट करियार अछि। तो सिंपल टर्म्स हमें ऑलरेडी डिस्कशन सब कर दिए, अब टिके खाली कहि दउची सिंपल टर्म्स है। सो caste is ascribed status, class is achieved status। Caste is closed system, class is open system. Caste system, there is occupational restrictions are there, but in class system there is no restriction. So in class system there is mobility is not possible, but in class system mobility is possible. In caste system, endogamy principles are followed, like there are restrictions on marriage, but in class system there is no restriction. And in caste system is very orthodox, traditional, but class system is flexible and modern. So these are some of the differences. এটা ଗୋଟେ long question भी আসতে পারে. Okay. So differentiate between caste and class. So this is about the block 2 second unit. So मैं repeat करी कहीं कहूँ ना जो learners माने आगुरु I mean join करी नथिले बा किसी doubt भी थिला तो सेही हम repeat करते so that you have no doubt. It's the doubt ରହିବନି. Okay. So next come to the third block, social institution and change. So third block रे social institution change रे कौन? The social institution जेमती कहते various institutions are there. Social, political, religious, educational, economic. So similarly, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ society କଥା କହୁଛେ, ତ society ର the most important institution is social institution. ମୁଁ ଯେ କହିଲି social structure, rearrangement of different institutions. ଆହୁରି କହିଲେ ତମେ ଆହୁରି ଟିକେ easily ବୁଝେଇ ପାରିବି, ବୁଝେଇଦେବି. For example, in evolutionary theory, Herbert Spencer, his theory is social evolution. I think many of you know who is Charles Darwin. So Charles Darwin discussed about organic evolution. Okay, biological evolution is also called. Okay. So biologically our human evolve. ଆମେ जो वर्तमान human form ରେ ଅଛେ ଆମେ କେମିତି ଏଇ ସ୍ତରକୁ ଆସିଲେ a perfect human being ସ୍ତରକୁ କେମିତି ଆସିଲେ ନା it is through evolution process. Similarly, Herbert Spencer, one important classical sociologist, he discussed about organic evolution. Means society can social evolution से कहते हैं. The society can be evolve कला. So evolution means what na simple to complex. So through evolution process, society simple to complex ହେଇଛି. ତ ମୁଁ ସେ theory ବିଷୟରେ ବେଶୀ କହିବି. ମୁଁ just ଖାଲି link କରି ଖାଲି କହୁଛି ଯେହେତୁ ଟିକେ. ତ ସେଇଠି ସ୍ପେନ୍ସର ସେ କଣ କରିଥିଲେ ନା ଗୋଟେ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ବଡି ସହିତ ଗୋଟେ ସୋସାଇଟି କମ୍ପେୟାର କରିଥିଲେ. ତ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ବଡିରେ ଆମର ଯେମିତି ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ୍ସ ଅଛି. ଓକେ ଆମର ରେସ୍ପିରେଟରି ସିଷ୍ଟମ ହଉ, ସ୍କେଲେଟନ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ହଉ, ଏକ୍ସିକ୍ୟୁଟିଭ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ହଉ. ଓକେ ତ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ସବୁ ଅଛି ତ ଗୋଟେ ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ବଡିକୁ ପ୍ରପରଲି ଫଙ୍କସନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସବୁ ସିଷ୍ଟମର କୋଅର୍ଡିନେସନ ଦରକାର. ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ବି ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଯଦି ଆଇ ମିନ୍ ଡ୍ୟାମେଜ ହେଇଗଲା ତାହେଲେ ଟୋଟାଲ ବଡି ଡ୍ୟାମେଜ ହେଇଯିବ. ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଯଦି ରେସ୍ପିରେଟରି ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଯଦି ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଯିବ ଦେନ୍ ପିପୁଲ ୱିଲ୍ ଡାଏ. ଅଦର ସିଷ୍ଟମ ଥିଲେ ବି ଗୋଟେ ପିପୁଲ ଡାଏ ମାନେ ଡେଥ୍ ହେଇଯିବ. Similarly, like a body, we compare with a society. So society भी सेମିତି different systems ଅଛି. Okay, ଆଉ ସେ system ସବୁ କଣ ନା ସେଟା ହଉଛି institution. Institution ଯେମିତି କହିଲି social, political, economic, religious, education. ତ society ର ମାନେ imaginary ଭାବିବା କଥା ଯେମିତି human body ର system ଅଛି ସେମିତି society ଯୋଉ ଚାଲିବା ପାଇଁ smoothly ଚାଲିବା ପାଇଁ function କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତ ତାର ବି different ସବୁ system ଅଛି. ଆଉ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ system ବା ଗୋଟେ institution ବା ଗୋଟେ part ଯଦି affected ହେଇଯିବ so it will affect the other parts. For example, there are social institution. ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି କହିଲି the most important institution in the society. ସମାଜରେ ଯୋଉ ସବୁ institution ଅଛି ତ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ affected ହେଇଗଲା ସମସ୍ତେ affected କରିବ. Okay. Suppose there is political institution ଯଦି affect କଲା. Suppose ଯଦି for example ଆହୁରି easy example ଦେବି. Sir, take case of India. India is a democratic country. ତ democracy ପାଇଁ ଆମେ peacefully ରହୁଛେ. Proper law ଅଛି. Okay. ତ ସବୁ କିଛି ଆମେ ମାନୁଛେ. But suddenly there is a change in political system, political organization. Suppose ଯଦି democracy ଯଦି change ହେଇକି military form of government ହେଇଯିବ, military rule ହେଇଯିବ, ତାହେଲେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ independence ଆଉ freedom ଆଉ ରହିବନି, change ହେଇଯିବ. So it will directly affect our social life. Similarly, ଯଦି economic system ରେ ଯଦି economic institution ରେ ଯଦି affected ହେଲା, ଏଟା ଅଲଗା system କୁ affect କରିବ. Economic institution ଭିତରେ ଯେମିତି କହିଲେ agriculture ହଉ, industries ହଉ ବା ଆମର income ହଉ କିଛି ହେଲା ତ other sector କୁ affect କରିବ. ଆହୁରି easily example ଦେବି. For example, now in corona time. Okay, now in corona time our GDP is decreasing. ଆମର ଯୋଉ economy, ଆମ ଇକୋନୋମିକ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ ଡିକ୍ରିଜ କରୁଛି। ତ ଇକୋନୋମିରେ ଦେଖ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଆସିଲେ ଅଲଗା ସେକ୍ଟରରେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି। ତ ଇକୋନୋମିରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଡିକ୍ରିଜ ହେଉଛି ସେତେବେଳେ ଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଉ ଆସୁନି। ଓକେ, ଦେयर ଇଜ नो जनरेशन ऑफ न्यू एम्प्लॉयमेंट। तो ଏଇଟା ଆଫେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛି, सोशल लाइफ रे अफेक्ट करूची। ओके, तो बहुत सारा अफेक्टेड हो। तो सेही पे ये जो हमें पढ़ुचे इंस्टीट्यूशन इन इंडिया, तो इंस्टीट्यूशन इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट और सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन इज वेरी इंपोर्टेंट। तो सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन में कौन कौन आसुची ना फैमिली मैरिज चिल्ड्रन। ओके, आ गोटे आसुची आ गोटे डिस्कशन करिया रिलीजियस इंस्टीट्यूशन बा रिलीजन। तो ऑलरेडी हमें डिस्कशन कर दीजिए ब्लॉक 3 रे हम ऑलरेडी डिस्कशन जस्ट आज डिटेल रे कहबी, जस्ट खाली रिवाइज कर देबी जो मानकर डाउट थिबो। तो फैमिली रे कोन ना फैमिली इंस्टीट्यूशन इज अबाउट व्हाट ना फैमिली is one of the important institutions in society. The family is the backbone and the primary institution in our society. So what is family? So family कहले हमें simply कौन ना a group of people those who are live together, okay, and they are related by maybe blood ହେଇପାରେ by family ମାନେ through marriage ହେଇପାରେ, ସେଟା kinship ହେଇପାରେ। तो फैमिली आम जी देखा मुझे डिटेल फैमिली कथा कह डायरेक्ट जॉइंट फैमिली कह बिकज इन इंडिया मेन फैमिली इज जॉइंट फैमिली। सो इन जॉइंट फैमिली रे कौन ना व्हाट आर द फीचर्स ऑफ जॉइंट फैमिली मीन्स कौन ना जॉइंट फैमिली मीन्स व्हाट ए फैमिली इन विच more than 3 generation of members live together under the common roof and they have common property, that is common property, and they have intimate relation that is known as joint family. The joint family India is सबुठु important family with joint family. So what are the features of joint family? First is what ना common residence বা common roof ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା। Common roof ମାନେ କଣ ना all the members they live under the same roof বা they live in same residence। तो ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି one of the important feature of joint family। ତାପରେ ହଉଛି common property। Okay, so property is common। এটা କଣ ନା ଯିଏ ଯେତେ ବି ହାଇ ଇନକମ୍ ହଉ ଲୋ ଇନକମ୍ ହଉ all are contributed to the family income। तो सेटा common property। Property is equally distributed among the member of the family। Next is then common kitchen। Okay, joint family is a common kitchen। So all the members they cook together and eat together। So that is another feature। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ହଉଛି ନା common culture। Okay, so joint family ରେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ culture ସେମ୍ ଥାଏ, ଏମିତି ନୁହେଁ ଯେ someone's traditional culture, someone's modern culture। So all the members they follow the common culture, they follow the religious practices jointly, and another thing that there is emotional bond। So emotional bond is there, so they are emotionally united। So that is also one feature of joint family। So now we'll discuss about the functions of joint family। What are the functions? The functions are what? Now there are various functions are there। For examples like social functions, economic functions, religious functions, cultural functions, many functions are there। So first is social function। Most important function of joint family is social function। Social function means what? Na socialization। Socialization means what? Na caring or rearing। हम यदि कहबा in simple terms socialization is the process of learning। हम केमती लर्न करूचे। तो फैमिली रो मेन फंक्शन होची ना प्रोटेक्टिंग the newborn baby and protecting the old people। सेटा प्रोटेक्शन इट इज एटा को हम करबा कोन फिजिकल एंड साइकोलॉजिकल फंक्शन करि परिबा। So to care and rear the baby and to care the old people, socialize the child। What a newborn baby is how to socialize? It is possible only through the family members। How a child will learn about the culture, tradition of the family? It is only through the family members। So it is possible only through what? It is only through socialized process। ଆମେ ଯେମିତି already previous classes ରେ ଗୋଟେ discussion କରିଥିଲି। So in society two type of individuals are there, conformist and deviant। Who are the conformists? Now those who obey the rule regulation of society। social animal ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛୁ, social individual. Deviant who? ନା those who deviate the rule regulation of society. ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ deviants କହୁଛୁ, means they are deviating the rule and regulation. ତ ଆମେ କେମିତି ଜାଣିବା ଗୋଟେ person conformist ଗୋଟେ deviant କାହିଁକି ହଉଛି? It is because of the family. It is because of the socialization process of the family. You see many juvenile delinquents, many criminals, they have no family. Okay, so they are means parents ତାଙ୍କର childhood ନଥାଏ. So for that reason they are not properly socialized. What is good, what is bad ତାଙ୍କର knowledge ନଥାଏ. So only through family, so ଯାହାର family ଥାଏ, okay, so either father or mother ଯିଏ ବି ଥାନ୍ତି, at least they are properly socialized. So at least ସେମାନେ ଜାଣିବେ ଯେ what is the value, what is good, what is bad. ତ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିର ସବୁଠୁ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ଫଙ୍କସନ ସୋସିଆଲାଇଜେସନ ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ କାହିଁକି ନା ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ହିଁ ଗୋଟେ ଗୁଡ୍ ମେମ୍ବର କମ ଥାନ୍ତି, ଡିପେଣ୍ଡେଣ୍ଟ ମେମ୍ବର ବେଶୀ ଥାନ୍ତି। ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ହଉ ବା ମେ ବି ଓଲ୍ଡ ପିପୁଲ ହଉ, ଦେ ଆର୍ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡେଣ୍ଟ ପିପୁଲ, ନଟ୍ ୟର୍ନିଂ ମେମ୍ବର। ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଇକୋନୋମିକ ସିକ୍ୟୁରିଟି ଗୋଟେ ଥାଏ। ଆଟଲିଷ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ଚାଇଲ୍ଡ ଛୋଟରୁ ବଡ ଯାକେ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ତ ଇନକମ ଦରକାର, ଟଙ୍କା ଦରକାର, ବା ଗୋଟେ ବୁଢା ଆଇ ମିନ୍ ଜଣେ ଓଲ୍ଡ ପର୍ସନ କୁ ସର୍ଭାଇଭ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, ବଞ୍ଚିବା ପାଇଁ ଖାଇବା ଦରକାର। ତ ଏଭ୍ରି necessity, food, clothing and shelter provided by the joint family. So it is the economic function. Religious function means what? Na religious function generally in joint family in any ceremony. That may be ହେଇପାରୁ may be marriage ceremony ହଉ, death ceremony ହଉ, birth ceremony ହଉ. In every ceremony, every festival, all the member of the joint family they cooperate with each other and celebrate each other. So there is a jointness is there. So I mean it's promote unity among the joint family. So these are economic functions, social functions, religious functions, cultural functions also there. So culturally they are united. So these are some of the functions of joint family. Now we discuss about the changes of joint family. Okay, more detail ରେ କହିବିନି, ଖାଲି just factors କହିଦଉଛି. So changes in joint family ରେ କଣ ନା how joint family change to nuclear family. ତ ତା ପୂର୍ବରୁ just ଟିକେ ଖାଲି କହିଦେବି ଯୋଉ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିର ତ ତ ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ just generally ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ in India there are two type of families are there, either joint family or nuclear family, but there are other families are there, okay, various type of families found in different part of the India, so on the basis of different criteria. So for example ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ କହିଲି on the basis of authority, authority means ଯେମିତି ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିର ଜଣେ ହେଡ୍ ଥାନ୍ତି, okay, the head member of the family, okay, it may be a old person, may be father. ତ ସେଇ ଅଥରିଟି ଅନୁସାରେ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ଟୁ ଟାଇପ୍ସ, ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି କଣ ନା ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି patriarchal family, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି matriarchal family. So patriarchal family ମାନେ କଣ ନା patriarchy, patriarchy or matriarchy. Patriarchy means male dominated family, male headed family, ଯୋଉଠି father head ଥାନ୍ତି ସେଇଟାକୁ patriarchal ବା patriarchy family କୁହନ୍ତି, ଆଉ ଯୋଉଠି mother head ଥାନ୍ତି ସେଇଟାକୁ matriarchal ବା matriarchy family କୁହନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉଠି mother head ଥାନ୍ତି. So generally India ରେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ଯଦି this matriarchal, the patriarchal family is universal, but matriarchal the mother headed family generally it is South Indian, particularly in some parts of Kerala, some parts of Northeast, ସେଇଠି ମାନେ ଏଇ ଟାଇପ ର ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମିଳେ। ତାପରେ ହଉଛି on the basis of location, okay, location means residence, on the basis of residence ବା location ଅନୁସାରେ କେମିତି family divide ନା ତା ଦେହରେ ହଉଛି ନା that is patrilocal, matrilocal. Patrilocal means କଣ ନା after marriage new couple, husband wife, if they will live with the father's house, ଯଦି ବାପାଙ୍କ ଘରେ ଯଦି ରହିବେ after marriage ତ ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ patrilocal family, okay, so they are the part of the father family. Matrilocal means what? Now when the newly couple, when they live with the mother's house, okay, the mother house ରେ ରହିଲେ local, okay. So on the basis of residence or locality ଏମିତି types of family ଅଛି So same thing generally in India, majority ଆମେ ପାଟି local ହିଁ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପାଉଛୁ. Okay, live with the father's house. ତାପରେ on the basis of size also family is type, two types. Already ଆମେ ଯେମିତି discussion କଲେ joint family or nuclear family. On the basis of size means what? Now on the basis of size of the population. The size of the population ବା size of the member ଅନୁସାରେ ବି family different. ତ ଯୋଉ family ରେ member ଅଧିକା ତ ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ joint family because joint family consists of more than 15 to 20 members or more ବି ହେଇପାରେ ତ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ joint family କହିଲେ size ଅନୁସାରେ ଆଉ nuclear family କଣ ଯେହେତୁ nuclear family consist of husband wife and their unmarried children no member unmarried children ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ nuclear family. Obviously nuclear family size is very less so ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ on the basis of size joint family and nuclear family. Then on the basis of lineage lineage means ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା descent ଆମ ମାନେ ଆମେ କୋଉ ଲାଇନ ରୁ ଆସିଛୁ lineage ମାନେ କୋଉ ଲାଇନ ମାନେ ଆମେ father ଲାଇନ ରୁ ଆସିଛୁ ନା mother ଲାଇନ ରୁ ଆସିଛୁ ମାନେ ଆମ ଯୋଉ identity ହଉ suppose ଆମ identity ଆମ blood relation ଆମର କୋଉ ଲାଇନ ରୁ ଆସିଛୁ ତ lineage ଅନୁସାରେ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି patrilineage ଆଉ matrilineage. Patrilineage means what ନା our means for example ଯେମିତି ascribed status କହିଥିଲି I achieve a status on the basis of ascribed on the basis of birth ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ କୋଉ ଲାଇନ ରୁ ଆସିଛି ଓକେ କୋଉ ଡିସେଣ୍ଟ ଲାଇନ ରୁ ଆସିଛି ସପୋଜ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଫାଦର ଲାଇନ ରୁ ଆସିଛି ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ my forefathers then grandparents then parent my father then me. So I means the identity transfer through father's line so that is known as patrilineage. ଆହୁରି ଆମେ ଆହୁରି ଟିକେ easily example ଦେବା ଯଦି for example property transfer of property तो property ଟା transfer କେମିତି ହୁଏ ଏଟା father line ରେ ହୁଏ to grandparents grandfather to father father to their son so property transfer through means male side father side so ସେଇଟାକୁ patrilineage କୁହାଯାଏ. Matrilineage ମାନେ କଣ ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମ ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଟି ଓକେ ଆମ ଆଇଡେଣ୍ଟିଟି ହଉ ବା ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଫର ପ୍ରପର୍ଟି ଆମର ଯେତେବେଳେ ମଦର ସାଇଡ ରୁ ଆସେ ତ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ ନୋନ୍ ଆଜ୍ matrilineage. Okay. So same thing. So generally ଆମେ ଯଦି particular ଯେହେତୁ ଆମେ sociology of India discussion କରୁଛେ particularly Indian context ରେ discussion କରୁଛେ ତ ଆମେ ଯଦି family କହିବା ସବୁ ଯାକ patrilineage ଆସିବ patriarchal family local family then joint family हो ତାପରେ ବା patrilineage हो ତ ସବୁ କିଛି father line ରେ ହିଁ ଆସେ majority ଆମେ ଯଦି Indian context ତ ଏଗୁଡା ଥିଲା the types of family in India. Then we'll discuss about changes in joint family. Okay, changes ରେ ଖାଲି just କହିଦେବି detail କୁ ଯିବି ଯଦି କିଛି doubt ଥିବ you can ask me later. So changes ରେ କଣ ଆସୁଛି factors same factors urbanization industrialization education then legislation. So these are some of the factors of changes in joint family. Then now come to the marriage. So marriage in India. So marriage is simply what is marriage? The marriage is a bond between husband and wife, okay, to perform the duties of the society. So ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ simple terms of marriage କହୁଛେ. ତ ମ୍ୟାରେଜ ସେମିତି କଣ ନା ଆମେ ଯଦି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟ ଦେଖିବା ମୁଁ ଅଲରେଡି ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଥିଲି ଯେ ମ୍ୟାରେଜ ହିନ୍ଦୁ ମ୍ୟାରେଜ ଏଜ ଏ ସାକ୍ରାମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଣ୍ଡ ମୁସଲିମ ମ୍ୟାରେଜ ଏଜ ଏ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରାକ୍ଟ. So why Hindu marriage is a sacrament? Because of two reasons. Because of its aim and its rituals. Aims are like dharma, rati, praja. Okay. So most important aim is dharma. Rituals means there are various rituals are there in Hindu marriage. For that reason, Hindu marriage is a sacrament. Why Muslim marriage is contract? Now it is based on contract. For that reason, it is contract marriage. Then forms of Hindu marriage, traditional form of Hindu marriage. Okay. So before forms of traditional Hindu marriage, I will just clarify about the types of marriage in general. Types of marriage are monogamy, polygamy, and polyandry. Monogamy means marry to a single person. Okay, married to a single wife or single husband, that is monogamy. So that is universal in nature and also universal in India. Then polygamy. Polygamy means what? Now polygamy is again divided into two. Polygyny and polyandry. Polygamy means what? Now marry more than one spouse. Okay. Either husband हो यदि एक रू एकाधिक मैरिज करते ताको पॉलीगामी कुहाଯାଏ. Poly means more. Gamy means marriage. So more marriage. So polygyny and polyandry. Polygyny means what? Na a a husband marry more than one wife. ତାକୁ ଆମେ polygyny କହୁଛୁ. Okay. So ଗୋଟେ individual ଯଦି more than one wife କୁ marriage କଲା ତାକୁ polygyny କୁହାଯାଏ. Okay. So example ଯେମିତି ଯଦି ଆମେ traditional mythological example ଦେବା ଦଶରଥ. So Dasrath has more than one wife. ଯଦି ଆମେ monarchical king ମାନଙ୍କ କଥା କହିବା, kings have more than one wife. ତ ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି କଣ? Polygyny. Polygamy means କଣ? ନା polygamy means what? Sorry, polygyny ହଉଛି more than one wife. Polyandry means what? ନା a wife marry more than one husband. ତ ତାକୁ କୁହାଯାଏ polyandry. Okay. ଯେତେବେଳେ more than one husband କୁ marriage କରନ୍ତି ତାକୁ polyandry କୁହାଯାଏ. So again back polygyny ସେମିତି polygyny two types. One is surrogate, non-surrogate. Surrogate means what? ना जो means polygyny ରେ जो husband टा जो more than one wife को marriage कला, okay. तो से जो more wife को marriage कला, सब wife sisters है थी, okay. All are sisters. But non-surrogate means what? ना they are all the wives they are not sisters, okay. Similarly in polyandry, there is fraternal polyandry and maternal polyandry. Means non-fraternal polyandry. Fraternal polyandry means what? Now the means जो wife जो husband मान के marriage करी था, ते husband मान they are related as brothers. Like Draupadi, so she married to Panchu Pandava. Those were related brothers. And non-fraternal means they are not related as brothers. Similarly, this is about the general classification of marriage. Now come to the main important in context of India, traditional form of Hindu marriage. So 8 forms of Hindu marriage are there. Okay, on the basis of purity and pollution. So one is Brahma marriage, then Daiva marriage, Arsa marriage, Prajapati marriage, then Gandharva marriage, Asura marriage, Rakshasa marriage, and Paisacha marriage. These 8 forms. That I'm already discussion कर दी थी. मैं just revise कर रहे हैं कोच मैं detail को दिखाएं. Then next part is changes in marriage. Okay. So changes रे भी same जिनसा apply कर परिवा. Modernization, westernization, industrialization, urbanization, legislation, education. Okay, so these are the factors behind change the marriage in India. Next is kinship. We are discussing kinship means what? Now kinship is a relationship bond. So kinship means what? Now relations are based on what? Now, those relations based on consanguineous and affiner. Means kona? It is based on blood relations or through marriage. That is known as kinship. But ये जो kinship रे हमारा most important होची ना what is the importance of kinship in India? So that is so kinship का बहुत सारा role अच्छी why important ना kinship play an social role, economic role, political role. Yes, for that reason kinship is important. So next part is religion. So in that we'll discuss about religion. What is religion? Now religion is something which religion means ना believe in supernatural power. So in context of India रे हमें डिस्कशन करथिले जे रिलीजन सब थियोरेटिकली सोशल थ्योरीज ऑफ रिलीजन तो तीनटा थ्योरी हमें डिस्कशन करथिले गोटे होची इमाइल दुर्खेम ही डिस्कस अबाउट दैट हाउ रिलीजन एमर्ज तो रिलीजन एमर्जेंस केमिति हेतला ना रिलीजन एमर्जेंस हेता टोटेमिज्म आउ से जो स्टडी करथिले तो तार थला से स्टडी एंड थ्योरी ना थिला एलिमेंटरी फॉर्म ऑफ रिलीजियस लाइफ तो तादे से टोटेमिज्म स्टडी करथिले फर्स्ट स्टडी करथिला हाउ रिलीजन एमर्ज तापर नेक्स्ट आमे डिस्कशन करथिले मैक्स वेबर तो मैक्स वेबर टिके डिफरेंट व्यू देथिले रिलेटेड टू रिलीजन कोन ना हाउ रिलीजन एंड इकोनॉमी इज इंटर रिलेटेड ओके हाउ रिलीजन इन्फ्लुएंस इकोनॉमी तो सेटार आमे डिस्कशन कर ताको थ्योरी थला प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक एंड स्पिरिट ऑफ कैपिटलिज्म तो तादर से केमिति डिस्कस माने स्टडी करथिले जे जो कंट्रीज बेसी रिलीजियस ସେମାନେ backward ହେଇଯାନ୍ତି under develop ହେଇଯାନ୍ତି but those who are not religious those who are progressive those who are secular ତ ସେମାନେ advance ହେଇଯାନ୍ତି ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ western countries ଏତେ develop ପାଇଁ that is because of their ethics protestant ethics so for that reason they are developed okay ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଇଏ just ଟିକେ different view ଦେଇଥିଲେ ଯେ କଣ ନା how economy and religion are related then last one is Karl Marx. So Karl Marx discuss about that how religion influence the behavior of individual. ତାଙ୍କ main ଥିଲା तो ସେ କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲିଜମ ଉପରେ ଷ୍ଟଡି କରିଥିଲେ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଆଲ ସୋସାଇଟି କ୍ୟାପିଟାଲିଜମ ଷ୍ଟଡି କରି ସେ କହିଥିଲେ ତ ସେଇଠି ସେ ରିଲିଜିୟନ ଗୋଟେ ଅଲଗା ୱେରେ ସେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ କରିଥିଲେ ଯେ ରିଲିଜିୟନ ଇଜ ଦ ଓପିୟମ ଅଫ ମାସେସ୍ ओके so religion is the ultimate hope for the suppressed people माने जो वर्कर क्लास ଥିଲେ एक्सप्लॉइटेड क्लास ଥିଲେ ତ ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟିଏ ହୋପ ଥିଲା ଯେ ରିଲିଜିୟନ ବା ଗଡ ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟିଏ ହୋପ ଥିଲା ତ ଏଇ ଥିଓରି ସେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ତ ତାପରେ ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଥିଲେ କିଛି मेजर रिलीजन ଉପରେ मेजर रिलीजन्स ऑफ इंडिया मेजर रिलीजन्स ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା ହିନ୍ଦୁଇଜମ मेजर रिलीजन्स लाइक हिंदुइज्म then Islam, Christianity, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Zoroastrianism. So these are the major religions of India. Okay. तो तापरे चेंजेस इन रिलीजन कहि परिबा मॉडिफिकेशन रिलीजन कहबा तार भी फैक्टर्स अछि तार फैक्टर्स होछि लेजिस्लेशन ओके लेजिस्लेशन हो सेकुलराइजेशन हो आदर कोन देयर इज चेंज इन रिलीजन और मॉडर्नाइजेशन हो आदर चेंजेस आछि so this is about the third unit so fourth unit is about social identities and change so in fourth unit ram social identities and change ram discussion करथले different movements dalit movement women movement au tribal movement रे so dalit movement रे हम discussion करथले who are the dalit then who are the means what are the factors what are the historical background behind the emergence of dalit or exploitation तो ଆମେ discussion करथले केमती ବର୍ଣ୍ଣ सिस्टम ରୁ କାଷ୍ଟ सिस्टम ଆସିଲା କାଷ୍ଟ ରୁ କେମତି अनटचेबिलिटी ଆସିଲା ଆଉ ତାଠୁ କେମିତି ଏଇ ଯୋଉ अनटचेबिलिटी ବା ଦलित ବା ଆମେ ହରିଜନ କହିପାରିବା ତ ଏଇ ସବୁ ଦलित ର କେମିତି ଆସିଲା and ଆହୁରି ଆମେ discussion କଲେ how they are exploited okay so they are exploited because of the our social system because of the brahminical dominance so they are exploited ଆହୁରି ଆମେ discussion କରୁଥିଲେ alternative means alternative religious movement जोड़ा हेल्प करथिला दलित अपलिफ्टमेंट ପାଇଁ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ डिस्कशन करथिले भक्ति कल्ट मूवमेंट ओके तो भक्ति कल्ट मूवमेंट रे सेମିତି କିଛି कास्ट ର ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ ओनली डिवोशन इज रिक्वायर्ड ସେଇଟା ତାପରେ बुद्धिज्म जैनिज्म ର କେମିତି एमरजेंसी ହେଇଥିଲା बुद्धिज्म जैनिज्म हाउ अपलिफ्ट द दलित ओके तो जेहेतु कास्ट हिंदुइज्म रे कास्ट सिस्टम ର ବହୁତ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାନ୍ସ ଅଛି ଦ ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ ହିନ୍ଦୁଇଜମ କାଷ୍ଟ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବୁଦ୍ଧିଜିମ ଆଉ ଜୈନିଜିମ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏମରଜେନ୍ସି ଆସିଲା ତ ସେତେବେଳେ କଣ ହେଲା ନା ସେତେବେଳେ ଦଳିତ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଅପସନ ମିଳିଲା ଯେ ଅପଲିଫ୍ଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ବିକଜ ଦ ବୁଦ୍ଧିଜିମ ଜୈନିଜିମ ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପଲ୍ସ ଆର୍ ଭେରି ସିମ୍ପଲ ନଟ୍ ରିଜିଡ୍ so any common man can follow the principles of buddhism jainism so ଏଗୁଡ଼ା alternative religious movement ବି help କରିଥିଲା implement କରିବା ପାଇଁ then we discuss about some dalit leaders and their contribution so ତା ଦେହରେ ଆମେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ ज्योतिबा फुले so ज्योतिबा फुले started a samaj satyasodhak samaj so through that samaj he uplift the dalit people for example he promote education he promote girls education and he fight for the rights of the dalits तो ସେଇଟା ज्योतिबा फुले contribution ଥିଲା next ଥିଲା କଣ ନା बी आर आंबेडकर okay so B R Ambedkar contribution कौन थी how Mahar movement started in Maharashtra okay how they converted from one religion Hinduism to Buddhism how they are exploited तो ये जिनसे हमें बी आर आंबेडकर कंट्रीब्यूशन भी पढ़ी तो बी आर आंबेडकर भी दलित मान को ना दी बहिष्कृत okay how they are exploited by the mainstream people how they are exploited by the higher caste people so for the rights of the dalit बी आर आंबेडकर fights okay तो बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशन बी आर आंबेडकर दलित अपलिफ्टमेंट ପାଇଁ ବା दलित मूवमेंट ପାଇଁ so next ଆମେ discussion with Periyar how non Brahmin movement so Periyar this movement started in Tamil Nadu so Periyar was a dalit okay so E.B. Ramaswamy आए okay ତାଙ୍କୁ Periyar କୁହାଯାଏ ତ ସିଏ କଣ କରିଥିଲେ ନା movement ତାମିଲନାଡୁ ରେ start କରିଥିଲେ against the oppression and exploitation of dalit by the non Brahmins so ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଏଇଟା କୁହାଯାଏ non Brahmin movement ତାପରେ ଆଉ movement ଆମେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ ଯେମିତି କି for examples like BSP बहुजन समाज पार्टी ओके से मूवमेंट केମିତି start ହେଇଥିଲା ମୁଁ କହିଲି already କଣ ନା ଅଲଗା movement ରେ ସେମାନେ just they are fighting for only their limited rights. Okay, so they are means they fight against the other caste, but in BSP it is a political movement. So BSP Bahujan Samaj Party is a political party formed by Kansi Ram. So ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ ଟା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ହେଇଥିଲା କଣ ନା ପଲିଟିକାଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ କାରଣ ଗୋଟେ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଦଲିତ ବା ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ୟୁନିଟି ଯଦି ପଲିଟିକାଲ ପାୱାର ତା ପାଖକୁ ଆସିବ obviously ତା ରାଇଟ୍ସ ସେ ଇଜିଲି ପାଇପାରିବ. So these are some of the Dalit movements in India. Next is what? The next is women movement in India. So gender based movement in India. So gender ଆଗରୁ ବି କହିଦେଇଥିଲି clarity କରିଥିଲି ଯେ difference between sex and gender. Sex means what? The biological difference between male and female. But gender means what? The socio-cultural difference between male and female. Okay. So in India, feminist movement କହିଥିଲି. In general, feminist movement, liberal feminism, Marxist feminism for economic rights, radical feminism against the patriarchy. So similarly, same movements India रे ହେଇଥିଲା. So India रे भी ହେଇଥିଲା yearly feminist movement in India. Okay, and then agitation against dowry, against the dowry भी movement ହେଇଥିଲା. Okay, different organizations they come forward and they started movements. ତାପରେ ଆମେ ପଢିଥିଲେ then against movement against rape. Okay, so rape ପାଇଁ ବି କେମିତି କେମିତି movement ସବୁ start ହେଇଥିଲା କୋଉ organization ସବୁ start କରିଥିଲେ ସେଇଟା discussion କରିଥିଲେ. So what are the problems of women and what are the solutions of women ସେଇଟା discussion କରିଥିଲେ. And last part ରେ ଆମେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ କଣ the last part ରେ discussion କରିଥିଲେ tribal and ethnic movements. So ଆମେ discussion who are the tribes, what are the major problems like displacement ହଉ କି health education ହଉ. Okay, ଏଇଟା ସବୁ ତାଙ୍କ problems ଥିଲା. They are deprived from their forest land. ତ ତା ପାଇଁ ସେମାନେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସବୁ issue ପାଇଁ because of this exploitation and deprivation. So tribal people also they started many movements. Okay, so ଯେମିତି ବହୁତ ସାରା movement ମୁଁ କାଲି already detail କହିଦେଇଥିଲି. ତ ସେଇ movement ଟିକେ ଟିକେ ଖାଲି explain କରିବ. Then what are the solutions of tribal people? Okay, movement ହେଲା ତ movement ର outcome କଣ ଆଉ solution କଣ? That is so that is related to some important movements. For example, ଆମେ ଯେମିତି କହିବା ବିର୍ସା ମୁଣ୍ଡା movement ହଉ like that. ତ ବେଶୀ ସାରା ଯୋଉ movement ଅଛି ସେଗୁଡା ସବୁ I mean ତମେ ପଢିଦବ ସବୁ. And this is about the fourth unit, fourth block. And fifth block ଆମେ already discussion କରିଦେଇଛେ ଯେ state, society ଆଉ religion ର ତ ତା ଦେହରେ କେମିତି discussion communalism କଣ, what are the factors behind communalism, what are the effects of communalism, and what are the solutions of communalism. And then finally we discuss about secularism. So what is secularism? Okay, so secularism ଆମ Indian context ରେ କେତେ importance ଅଛି, ତ secularism ର importance କଣ, ତ ସେଗୁଡା ଆମେ ସବୁ discussion କଲେ. ତ ତ finally ଆମର BSOC 132 sociology of India is over. ତ ଆମେ 5ଟା ୟୁନିଟ୍ ଆମର କଭର ହେଇଗଲା. ଆଉ ଆଉ ଆମେ ରିଭାଇଜ ବି କରିଦେଲେ ସବୁ ୟୁନିଟ୍ସ. ସୋ ଆଇ ହୋପ ମୁଁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ 6 ଦିନ କ୍ଲାସ ନେଲି କାଉନସିଲିଂ କଲି, ହୋପ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣର୍ସ ତମକୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ଲାଗିଥିବ. ଆଉ ଆଇ ହୋପ କିଛି ଡାଉଟ ବି ନଥିବ, ଯଦି ଡାଉଟ ଥିବ ମତେ ପଚାରି ପାରିବ. ସୋ ଆଇ କନକ୍ଲୁଡ ମାଇ ସେସନ. ସୋ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣର୍ସ ଯଦି ତମର କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ସ ଅଛି ମତେ ପଚାରି ପାରିବ. ଦେନ୍ ଆଜି ମୋ ଲାଷ୍ଟ କ୍ଲାସ, ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ କିଛି ଡାଉଟ୍ ଥିଲେ ପଚାରିବ. So learners, any doubt?